Matt Jobin here with Reach Your Summit. Packing your pack properly will not only allow you to hike comfortably, but also efficiently when you're out on the trail. Now, there are different factors that you'll want to take into consideration, such as your pack itself, the time of year you're traveling in, the location, and even the conditions that you may expect. In this video, I'm going to share with you some guidelines and tips so that you can pack your pack appropriately and enjoy many of your adventures for years to come. Now, the two things I mentioned were comfort and efficiency. These two are my main focus. So when I go to pack my pack, there are three factors that I like to consider to help me achieve this goal. The first one is weight distribution, such as taking my water bottles and counterbalancing them on the sides, or if I'm using a bladder, sticking that along the inner back panel of the pack. Also, I'll have my heaviest weight closer to my back and my center of gravity. That way I can hike more comfortably, such as my food bag, which is probably going to weigh the most inside of my pack. The second thing that I like to consider is organization. As you can see, I have everything lined out here, and this is how I'm going to pack it in my pack as well. And then the last consideration is ease of access. I'm not going to grab my sleeping bag and put that at the top because I'm not going to need that until I get into camp. So I'll have items that I'll be accessing constantly or possibly accessing constantly at the very top, and things that I'm not going to need until I roll into camp later on at night at the very bottom. And when I'm packing my pack, one thing that I really like to use are trash compactor bags. These are very durable, shockingly durable, lightweight, cheap, and effective. I've never had anything in my pack get wet by lining my pack with these. Now, the first thing that I'll pack, as I mentioned, is my sleep system. I'm not going to need that until I get into camp and I'm ready to set up for the night. So, I'll take my quilt or my sleeping bag, and I'll throw that in my compactor bag. And then I'll shove this in. So it ends up looking like this. Then I'll put the rest of my sleep system together so it's all in one spot, such as my sleeping pad and a pillow. Next, I'll have my food. This is going to be my heaviest item, especially if I'm doing 4 or 5 days out on the trail before I resupply. And I'll put that up along the inner back of my pack, closest to me, sitting on top of the sleep system. That way my sleeping bag or my quilt can absorb a lot of that heavy weight, and it's also not going to dig into my back or my butt. And I'll take my clothes, put my clothes furthest away from me because they're going to weigh less than my food. Going along with my cook system and my food, keep that all together in one spot. Then I'll take my shelter and I'll put my shelter on top of that. In this case, I have a tent for my shelter, so I have the fly and the tent body inside of that stuff sack, my footprint and my stakes in case I need them, and then my poles. I will stick my poles right in between the actual pack itself and the liner. And the reason I'll do that is to protect my poles from possibly falling out of my water bottle pockets or snapping on me or getting lost. Now, as I mentioned, organization is key, especially for me. So what I'll do is I'll take that first compactor bag and I'll roll that up. And I'll take a second compactor bag and I'll throw in the things that I might need to access throughout the day. Things like a puffy jacket or a rain jacket, my head net, my headlamp, electronics, my first aid kit and toiletries. I'll throw some snacks in there too that I'm going to be eating throughout the day. And then I'll roll this up and buckle this down. Now the only time I will alter this setup is if I'm rolling into camp and it's raining out, or if I'm leaving camp in the morning and it's raining out. Then I'll put my rain fly outside of these compactor bags. So when I leave camp or when I get into camp, I'll have some type of structure to set up to keep me dry while I'm getting everything else out of my pack and getting my shelter set up. So then I can have everything stay as dry as possible. So that is that. Then I'll throw in the things that I'm going to be accessing constantly on the outside pockets. I know a lot of people like using a top lid. I do not for most of my trips, especially if it's not needed. It's extra weight and extra space that I'm not using. So in this case of this pack, I will remove it. And I'll have my water bottles on the outside. My water filter bottle, filtration and purification will go on the outside as well. Then I'll take things like my multi-tool, my insect repellent, lip balm, sunblock. Those will all go in my outside pocket. And also my compass. Don't forget your maps to go with the compass. They'll always come in handy and never steer you in the wrong direction. Those I will put inside of my bottle pocket with my bottle. And then in my other pocket, I may put my phone, which I'm using to record this video, but I will put it right in here and then zip that up. So it ends up looking like that. If you read my blog post recently, I also have hand sanitizer on the outside that's easy to access. And then your shove-it pockets. In this case, right now I have my gaiters in there, but I'll throw stuff in the shove-it pocket if I need to. So there you have it. That's how I like to pack my pack, and I find it to be very comfortable and efficient. And I'm fully confident that if you follow these guidelines and tips, you'll be able to enjoy your trips just as much as well. Thanks for watching, everyone. Please feel free to comment in the comment box down below. Also, reach out to me if you have any questions at any time. Be happy to answer them for you. And thanks again for watching, guys. Greatly appreciate the support, and I'll see you in the next video.